Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming to the meeting this evening. I just need to read out our announcement first before we start. Today's meeting is being filmed for live and subsequent broadcast by way of the Council's internet. Excuse me. The images and sound recording may also be used for training purposes within the Council. Generally, the public seating areas are not filmed. However, by entering the meeting room and using the public seating area, you are consenting to being filmed and to the possible use of those images and sound recordings for webcasting and/or training purposes. For those members dialing in remotely, please only turn your camera on when you wish to speak, and please remember to switch it off when you have finished. We okay with that? Yeah, lovely.
Well, that's that chair. They could probably leave their cameras on if they prefer to.
Yeah. Probably if bearing in mind what Mike has just said, if you wish to keep your cameras on, I think we'll be okay this evening. Lovely. Okay, then we'll make a start. Let's have a look at item 1 then. Apologies for absence. Emily, have we got
Just one apology to say, Chair, Councillor Bradley.
Lovely, thank you very much. Item 2 on the agenda then, declarations of interest. Do we have any declarations of interest on the papers this evening? No. Okay, then we'll move on to item 3 on the agenda, which is the minutes arising from the previous meetings, which is on page 3 to 6 on our pack. Literally, if we can go through each page first to see if we've got any comments. So if we can look at page 1, do we have any comments on page 1, which is actually page 3 in the bundle? No. Page 4? No. And page 5? No? Okay then. Can we then
propose acceptance?
Yeah. Can we then just propose acceptance of the minutes? Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Second, yeah. Lovely. There's only one thing on the minutes on page 4 which we just need to have a brief look at, which is item 7, paragraph 4, where the monitor officer reports back to the committee regarding the required interval that must pass following individuals' terms as before City Councillor, should they wish to join the Standards Committee. And I think, Mike, you've got an update on that.
Yeah, I must confess I don't recall what gave rise to the question, but for a member an individual who has been a member of the council to become a member of the Standards Committee, there must be a 12-month gap between them ceasing to be a member of the council and taking up any appointment on the Standards Committee.
Fairly self-explanatory, I think. Great, thank you, Brad. That's good. Do we have any matters arising out of the minutes that we've just discussed on item 4? No, off you go. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Chair's announcements. We only have one at the moment. We're in the process of interviewing for a new independent lay member of the Council of the Standards Committee, and Jill has obviously sadly left us. That's currently being undertaken, and the process of the formal appointment is being made, and we shall update the committee at the next meeting.
I never replied, so I apologise for that.
That's all right.
But if anybody, if there is a one reserved person, just let me know. Can I be it though?
I'm
not sure.
As a lay member.
No. When you were interviewing, you were on about interviewing for a new.
Oh, I see. No, the interviews have been conducted. We just need to go through the formal process of.
I didn't think that.
it will have to go to full council in September, essentially.
Okay. Item 6, complaints. We have any current update on that?
Very little to report, Chair. I've got no complaints going with regard to any members of community councils. There is one matter that's with the ombudsman, but I'll report on that when there's anything to say about it.
Lovely. Thank you. Item 7 then is the National Standards Committee Forum feedback, and unfortunately Andrew can't be with us today, he's away, so I'm substituting for him just for this evening. You'd be glad to hear. So with regards to the feedback, Andrew will give you, or give us, an update at the next meeting in October, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, in October. Okay, then if we move on then to item 8, which is the annual Standards Committee report council, and we've all had copies of the report, which I have to say is extremely good and comprehensive. The chair will obviously present that to the council at the appropriate time. What we're looking at here today is whether we can have a look at if there are any comments that anybody of the committee wish to make in relation to the annual report as it stands. Excuse me. And to see if we can take anything forward from that. Do we have any comments that anybody would like to make on the report? I think it's excellent. Yeah. But what we'll do now, we'll ask Leanne to elaborate a little bit further.
This is the regular annual report that the committee puts forward to full council. So the report's been in place for a number of years to state how the committee satisfied its legislative duties. So it carries through an assessment of the work that the committee has considered over the year. It also sets out the number of complaints that have been considered by the committee. And I am pleased to say that in another full financial year, there were no complaints of misconduct that were referred to the Standards Committee by the Ombudsman during the reporting period, and no complaints referred to the committee under stage 3 of the local resolution protocol. So it also summarises how the group leaders have satisfied to the committee how they've been upholding standards within their groups, and usual process would be that following the committee signing off the report, the chair would then take that to the next full council.
Lovely. Thank you, Leanne. Paul, did I see your hand going up?
You did, Chair. Thank you very much. It's only a couple of minor points. It's really helpful, concise, covers a lot of ground as well. So, well done to the staff preparing it. It's a very useful summary. People say, aren't you disturbed that there's nothing in terms of complaints or controversy coming through? But no, very glad to see that. A useful summary. I've got a couple of sort of minor typos which I can come back separately on, but they are sort of very small issues. But yeah, I think it's a really helpful report, and yeah, very pleased to support it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I too have no substantive comments, but echo those comments. An excellent report.
Thank you, Richard. Lovely. Anything from anybody else? No. Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah. Can we then move on with regard to the report then, as per page 7? Can we propose that the annual report, as it stands with the amended typos as necessary, is accepted by the committee and then will be presented to full council by the chair? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a second for that.
Can we just second it?
Can I just say, I think it was very useful for Andrew to come to the actual full council and present the report. the coach. Greatest memory was it was one of those nights actually, but it was good that he came to the meeting and presented the report personally.
Yes, and he's booked into attend. Right in
Yeah.
September, isn't it? Next week.
Thank you. Item 9 then, it's the gifts and hospitality update. Again, another comprehensive report, and if I could ask Mike to briefly take us through it so we have a better understanding of how it works.
Thank you, Chair. It's just a couple of brief comments, really. The Members' Code of Conduct states that members of the council are required to declare any gifts or hospitality which they receive in excess of the value of £25. You'll see at Appendix 1 to the report details of some of the hospitality that's been declared. The main area of discretion for this committee is to make a recommendation to full council as to whether the threshold for the declaration should remain at £25 or whether that should be increased or decreased. Members will see at Appendix 3 that there is details of the thresholds at various other authorities around Wales. As you'll see, one of those examples, the threshold is £25. So retaining the threshold at £25 would be consistent with what most others are doing, and therefore that is the officer recommendation. Obviously, it's open to the committee to comment on that and set what figure it chooses to recommend. That's a great question.
If I could base, I would think when you see some hospitality there, I think £25 would be the cost of, would be well over the hospitality that person is having. Dinner and everything. Is that included when if they go to a lunch or a dinner at somewhere? That be part of the £25?
It's the value of what they've been given essentially. So
it's not a meal then.
Well, it could be a meal.
No, I'm saying a meal today, £25 is not a lot. If you have a 3-course meal, especially as some of these, when I looked at some of the places they're going to, I think normally that is over £25.
This is when they have to declare it, though, isn't it?
That's right. I'm just saying is that some of their goes or someone else, someone from the authority goes there. I just think it £5 sounds a lot these days, is it? That's what I'm trying to make.
Yes. When you have a look at Appendix 3, though, it's fairly consistent with the remainder of the councils throughout Wales. That's how we arrived at that figure. But I take your point. It just the way things are going up at the moment, £25 doesn't seem a great deal.
That'll be soup and bread rolls,
but it's consistent with others within Wales. So this is how we've arrived at that. And of course, anything over £25 just has to be declared.
But just because other authorities are saying it's not necessarily we should be.
No, not exactly.
It's only the point I'm making.
Yes.
£25 it's been that like that for such a long time, and I think things have moved on a bit. That's all. Not I don't mean being stupid about it, but I'm just saying £25 I think is a bit. But anyway, point taken.
So are you advocating an increase?
Well, I think 30 is more realistic. To be honest, I'm just saying I just think that's it's not a major thing, but I think it's £25 is not a lot. Up to the members, really.
Yeah. Do we have any other news on whether the £25? Sorry, I couldn't see that. Yes, Richard.
Yeah, no, I think £25 seems about right. I mean, it doesn't preclude members from accepting hospitality over that. It just means they go declare it. So I can't see that's an issue really. And also, it's in line with other councils as well, which I think is good.
Yeah. Any other comments? Yes, Paul. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, Paul. John. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think £25. I think it should be increased over the years, at least in line with inflation. It's stuck at 25 for a number of years, so I wouldn't see any harm in increasing it. Value has gone down. I think over the last couple of years. prices increase. So
Thank you. Paul.
Yeah, I take the points about sort of increasing inflation, and they're good points. It makes it important that we keep it under review. My gut feeling is to go to uniformity, stay with uniformity across local authorities, so that we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, so to speak. But it does mean there is an onus on members to make sure they're spot on about sort of declaring. So long as they're declaring, that's the main thing. But it's important to keep it under review, and what other members say, it makes sense. But I'm in favour of staying in line with other councils, so that there's a degree of uniformity for the moment.
Thank you. Yes. Anybody else have any comments? Councillor, have you got your hand up, Councillor Bird?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I agree that a consistent approach with other local authorities and public sector bodies is probably the best approach to take. As Richard said, it doesn't preclude acceptance of hospitality. It just means that it needs to be declared, and I think that's really positive in terms of transparency and accountability. So just wanted to say that. Thank you, Chair.
We need to propose. There's been a couple of things. Somebody want to propose an amount?
I feel that the standards committee is to leave it as it is. So
Do we have a proposer for the recommendation of the report of £25?
Yeah.
Councillor Cromwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that?
I'll be pretty sure as one council puts it up already.
Yeah. Are we as a committee all happy with that? That is to remain at £25. Lovely. Thank you very much. Item 10 then, which is the group leader reports. Again, that's been included within our bundle, and I'm very grateful for the leaders to have prepared the documents for us, which of course is a relatively new thing for us, another new guidance and compliance rules. Does anybody have any comments upon the reports that have been provided? No, I personally think it's extremely helpful to us as a committee to establish this connection between us and the group leaders. And I'm very grateful for them to come and see us every 12 months. I think we've agreed now, isn't it? And to prepare the necessary reports. And it's good to see that progress has been made and is maintained. Does anybody have any further comments on the group leaders report?
Before anyone does comment, Chair, it's probably helpful for me to just clarify what the purpose of this exercise is, or what its legal foundation is. There's a statutory duty on leaders of political groups on councils to take steps to ensure high standards of conduct amongst members of their group. So, and it's the responsibility of the Standards Committee to oversee those group leaders exercising that duty. So the purpose of these reports being submitted is to enable the group leaders to demonstrate to the committee what steps they're taking to promote high standards of conduct amongst their members. So I appreciate everybody's probably very familiar with that, but just the benefit of any public watching, perhaps that's what the purpose of this exercise is.
Thank you. I
don't think there's any resolution, so that's just an opportunity for members of the committee to comment if they wish to do so.
Thank you very much. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. No, they're very helpful as part of an assurance process. Having these written reports back, I think, is really helpful, both in terms of assurance and visibility as well, transparency. Got a couple of small questions. I said I think they're tremendously helpful. One of the reports, I think it's the report back from the Conservative group picks up about the both the length of some of the aspects of the training and the desire for more online courses, which makes sense in terms of accessibility. And I just wondered what sort of progress or any developments that are being made in that respect.
So we are awaiting a new online learning platform that's going to be launched this autumn. So we're hoping to get our code of conduct refresher training up and running on there, ready for the launch. So that will be allowing members to go online and to take their refresher training as and when suits them from home. In terms of other types of training, we have been experimenting with different formats. So our longer sessions, workshops where members are coming in. We're also looking to do some more work clarification of what would be termed essential training versus what would be helpful and nice to know. So we can give some guidance to our members on, what's the really useful and essential stuff versus the things that would be helpful if they do have the time to be able to attend. So there is progress. There's more work to do, I think, but we hopefully be listening to the feedback from members and trying to adapt the offering to suit. Having said that, I think it is also a challenging thing because I think there's lots of different members with lots of different types of requirements. So trying to find a one size doesn't fit all approach to be as helpful as possible, really.
No, that's really helpful. Yeah, I realise the difficulty. Some types of training suit individuals better than others. So no, welcome that update. Chair, just a couple of other minor points if I can carry on. It's one of the reports, I think it's from the independent group, talks about the stress on personal safety issues for councillors, which is really important. I mean, certainly the councillors want to be visible, want to be accessible, but that does put them in the public domain. And I think the Labour group has picked up about the political atmosphere, understandably. And I was wondering how big a challenge and an issue this was for councillors in terms of their personal safety.
I mean, I think I could provide some information on sessions of support that we've provided, but it's not a question for me to answer in terms of members' experience.
Yeah.
So we have provided sessions jointly with police on personal aspects of personal safety. A really comprehensive guide being developed between police, health and safety, and that's been provided to members as well. I think as Mike said, there's another session next week. We've also shared that with our community councillors. So again, I think it's something that a topic we would continue to build on. So certainly the members would probably have to give their own input on their experience in that way.
No.
Online next week. I think they're online next week, or I think the one next.
Yeah.
I attended one 2 weeks ago, and it was extremely helpful to me. I know that.
Sorry, John. The presentation, which I take this along, right? The liaison committees and sometimes, but it was really good and worked well. Brought up a lot of points that you would never think of. That was really helpful. That is a positive.
There's a WLGA conference as well in the summer. So again, there could be something perhaps we could go back and speak to our WLGA colleagues, find out if there's anything new since the last time we discussed.
That will keep us updated nicely as well. Yes. Sorry, Bob.
No, I was going to say that's really helpful. I said that because it came up in both the Labour and the Independent comments back, and the safety of councillors in terms of doing the job is really important. I just one final point on. I think it's the Independent Lisway group picks up on the advantages of the informal resolution procedure, which I think is really helpful. And I guess is that something that the other groups would share as well. Don't know whether any of the other groups have got a comment on that.
The council does have a local resolution procedure for resolving relatively minor complaints regarding members.
That's good. It's nice to see it reflected in the report as well. But apart from that, the rest of the report's really, really helpful. Appreciate the group leaders putting them together.
Do we have any other comments? No. Okay, thank you very much. It's very helpful indeed. The last one now is the forward work programme, which is item 11, which is the last page in our bundle. Do we have any comments on the forward work programme as it's been presented? And obviously it's obviously an ongoing live document which is constantly being updated and seems extremely comprehensive to me, but I'd appreciate any comments that any members of the committee may have.
Just to say, happy with it, Chair. It's yeah, as you say, it's a dynamic document in that things can be added to, but no, happy with it.
And the time frames which have been indicated on there as well are very helpful to us. No?
Yeah.
Is that
yes, I'm content with it. It sort of reflects previous years, and as Paul said, it's a sort of living document that gets amended as new things come up. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, can we have a proposer for the work programme as presented in item 11, please, in a second? So thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, John.
Next week.
Yeah, thank you everyone for attending this evening. The date of the next meeting is the 16th of October at 5:30, and I look forward to seeing you all then, and thank you for coming this evening and for your input.
16th, you said October, is it?
Yeah. Thank you.